Well, we can bring you some breaking news now. Nepal's Prime Minister, Sharma Oli, has resigned after violent protests broke out on Monday over a social media ban. Nepal's government lifted the ban following the deaths of 19 people during the protests. Demonstrators have defied an indefinite curfew, stormed Parliament and set fire to the residences of the Nepalese president and Home Minister. And we can speak now on the phone from the capital, Kathmandu, to Ramyata Limbu, who is their eyewitness to unfolding events, the resignation of the Prime Minister, we understand, Ramyata, and potentially the evacuation by helicopter of ministers. What more can you tell us about what's going on around you?
Well, we've just been hearing that protesters are setting fire or inside around the Parliament too. Yes, the news has come in that Prime Minister Oli has resigned, but because of the disillusionment, frustration of the protesters, earlier on they even vandalized the gates of Singh Darbar, which is the seat of Nepal's government, where you have all the administrative buildings, government offices. I was walking around the street, going around the streets earlier, but there seems to be no one in charge. So you have groups of young people, side lookers, onlookers, just moving around in groups and vandalizing property. And as you said earlier, setting fire and destroying homes and of senior ministers, politicians, and even political party offices. And of course, yes, earlier on, trying to evacuate some of the ministers.
And Ramyata, as we speak to you, we hear news that the international airport in Kathmandu has been shut as presumably a sense of crisis sets in. Is it possible, do you think, that the news of the resignation of the Prime Minister hasn't filtered through entirely to the crowd, or is it simply the fact that that is not enough to quell their anger at this point?
I think at this point it's not enough to quell their anger because this has been building up. The social media ban, which everyone is touting, even international media, was just, I think, a trigger. Because for a while, I think the Nepali population, especially younger generation, Gen Z, have been very disillusioned about corruption, lack of transparency, lack of accountability, lack of good governance. So I think it was just over a period of time that all this was building up. And when Gen Z decided on Monday to have a peaceful protest against the social media ban, but again, corruption, lack of transparency and lack of accountability, it was a trigger. And it's really traumatizing and I think a tragedy. And also for the Nepalis, that 19 people, most of them young people in their 20s, died tragically.
Ramyata, the social media platforms, we understand, are back online now. As we know, the Prime Minister has resigned. None of that enough, as you say, to quell the anger. Security forces are out on the street. We see that in the pictures we're looking at. Who are they answerable to now, and what actions are they taking against these protesters on the street?
When I was walking around, I think they were trying to do their duty as security forces, but because of how the crowds are all spread over Kathmandu in different pockets, it's been difficult for them to, and in some areas I just saw some of them just standing, just kind of on the sidelines when protesters were passing by, not actually doing anything. So what I've been looking at a couple of editorials written yesterday, today, about there's a call for an interim government, sooner the better, and a call for fresh elections. But what has been reinforced is that they don't want to see these older politicians or these very seasoned politicians, but fresh, young faces now leading Nepal.
OK, Ramyata, well, thank you there. Ramyata Limbu, many thanks for your insightful and comprehensive coverage of what's going on in Nepal as the government resigns amid mass protests.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news, expert insight. Like, share, stay ahead.